I am the senior assignment editor here at WSB-TV.
How would you best describe your position? What does a senior assignment editor do?
The best analogy I could probably give is an assignment editor is like the point guard or quarterback for the entire newsroom. Everything that happens in a TV news organization over the course of the day is touched by the assignment desk. And when news happens or where stories happen or things are planned out, it starts at the desk and it filters out to everybody else. We get it first.
So there's more than just you on the assignment.
Yes, there's, depends on the day and what's going on a given day staffing wise, but there's usually several of us on the desk. But we also get tips and phone calls from people who tell us about things, and once we verify them, we start moving people to get to the right place in order to cover what's going on.
So tell me about the phone calls. What types of phone calls?
Phone calls. They're interesting. Um, it's unfortunate because I think a lot of people don't really understand how a newsroom works. So they will call a lot of times for things that either they can handle themselves, or they need something other than a TV newsroom to deal with for them, or it's an issue that can be solved if they're willing to put some effort into solving it, I guess, for the lack of a better way to put it. But it also, we get conspiracy theorists, we get drunk people, we get people who see strange things, people who think they see things that they don't, any number of weird things like that.
So there are about 210 markets, I believe, news markets. What's it like working in a top 10 market?
It's always an adventure, which makes it fun because there's always something happening here. Lots of conversation with my coworkers and teammates. You have to do a little prioritizing because even though we have here the largest staff in the city, there's just certain things you can't do. You just don't have the resources to get to them. And there's so many stories that I'd love to be able to tell that we just can't get to them. Yeah. And I mean, for me, the first 10 years I was here was as a photographer, and I got to tell a lot of those stories. And now I assign people to do them, and usually it's something that we have a big discussion here in our editorial meetings about what we should and shouldn't cover. And there are days we make the right call on it, and there are days we don't. And that's just the nature of the beast. I mean, it's not an individual that says we must do this, 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 and this. It's conversation.
Is there anything you want to say to viewers, anything that they might not know, that they might need to know, that might give them a better understanding of the newsroom?
Understand that we don't have unlimited resources, that we try to tell as many stories as we can, but it's just not physically possible for us to do all of them. We strive to be 100% correct and 100% accurate 100% of the time. As much as we strive for that, mistakes happen. They aren't intentional. They're not there to deceive anybody. They're not deliberate or indications of any kind of agenda. I mean, a story is what a story is. And sometimes the people involved in the story might have an underlying motive, but we don't. We're going to present you with what's there. We're going to present you what we found out, and it's up for you to decide. I can't tell you that this is going to be something that individual story is going to change your life. I'm going to tell you it's happened. I'm going to tell you that this is what we know. I'm going to tell you this is what we saw and observed, which is really what a journalist does. And it's up to you. There's nobody here that's over me telling me that you can only do this story because it only presents one-sided view, this view. If we don't have both sides of a story, or we make it a fully rounded story that presents questions and perspective, uh, and has all the facts gathered to the best of our knowledge and ability, it's not going to get on TV or on the website.